Test, test. Good evening, Sacred Heart, and welcome to all of you to our PTO administration fall address. I really appreciate you coming out tonight with all the rain and bad weather. I know it was an effort, and I thank you, and I appreciate all y'all watching virtually as well. If you would please stand. And let us begin, as we begin all things at Sacred Heart, in prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. Our Father, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. Please have a seat, and I will introduce Amanda Powell, president of the PTO this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello and welcome. I reiterate Ms. Flanagan's sentiments about everybody coming out in this weather when you could be watching from home. I'm excited to volunteer to serve as PTO president this year, mainly because I have a wonderful board of volunteer officers and coordinators who are working every month to work towards the best needs of our school. And now I'd like them to come down. As I call their names, Sarah Dixon is vice president. She organized this fabulous PowerPoint presentation for us. This is her third year on the board, originally serving as elementary parent representative. And then Kelly Barquero, secretary. This is her first year on the board and is doing an excellent job with our records every month. Ellen Bevon is probably not here. This is her 102nd year on the board, and we appreciate her willingness and thoroughness in managing our funds year after year after year. Elisa Ernst is the elementary parent representative. This is her first year of her 2-year term, and she has jumped into PTO work and is also serving on the sponsorship committee for the 5K. Donna Mummy is the elementary faculty representative. This is also her first year on the board, and we appreciate her presence there as well as in the 3rd grade. Shanda Van Slyke is the high school parent representative. This is her last year of her 2-year term, and she has consistently helped with all PTO fundraising projects. Garlinda Wall is the high school faculty representative. This is also her last year on the board. She has been an incredibly valuable resource with insights into and communication with the high school. Trisha Westervelt is our fundraising coordinator. This is her 3rd year working on fundraising for the PTO, and she is one of the hardest working and most dependable people I've ever worked with. Julia Starrett is our homeroom parents coordinator this year. She has also served in various roles over her years here, serving on the advisory council and as homeroom parent herself. She also organizes the very successful VBSs for the church. Mo and Dick Conville they are the Grandparents Club coordinators this year, and we are thrilled to have Mo and Dick at the table every month to offer their years of experience and insight into the workings of successful projects and organizations. So these are the people that sit around the table every month and decide how we can make our PTO the best that it can be, the people who bring parents' concerns, faculty's concerns to the table, and we talk about what the best avenue for reconciliation and development is. So if you'd give these volunteers a round of applause, thank you. So we're optimistic for the success of PTO this year and the years to come, but we're only building off the tireless work of the volunteers who have served before us. And with that said, we want to recognize past President Aaron Munton at this time. Can you do the president? Erin had the joy of serving as president during a global pandemic, and she did an amazing job. We met our fundraising goal, and she did a wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you again, Erin. Thank you. So who can be involved in the PTO? All of you are already in the PTO by way of being parents or guardians or teachers here at our staff at Sacred Heart. Everyone can be involved. Our goal is to contribute to community building by way of parent involvement, school improvements, teacher encouragement, and then we provide these community building exercises through the monies raised through our fundraisers, which are the Sacred Heart 5K and the Trash Bag Fundraiser. The PTO is a support arm to the school and our Sacred Heart family. We want to be as supportive to all the parents and families that send their children here as we are to our faculty and staff. We use the monies to enhance our sense of school community through teacher support and parent involvement opportunities. Some of our PTO projects. This was from our spring campus beautification at the elementary school. And then we've started a couple new projects, one new project this year that's called Monday Motivators. So the first Monday of each month, we have some symbol of appreciation at the high school and the elementary teacher lounges for the teachers and the staff. And it's nothing crazy, it's nothing fancy. The first one was from the first Monday in August of school, and so we had breakfast goodies that members of PTO and coordinators, we went to Sam's, we bought the stuff, we made the trays, we delivered the trays. And then this last month we had the little popcorn cups from Corner Market. So just every month to let our teachers know we don't just think about them that 1 week of May when we have the appreciation week. We appreciate them and the staff all year long. PTO's also adopted door prizes for PLC days to make things even more fun than they already are at the PLC meetings. So big thanks to Sarah and Brian Carver from Twin Forks. They donated for August's PLC door prizes 2 gift certificates for the date night cheese trays. Very generous, patronize them. So those are 2 of the more exciting and fun and constant things that PTO is doing this year. So where does the other money go? So over the past few years, we have provided the second floor fire ladders for the high school, Chromebooks for 5th and 6th grade classes. That was a few years ago. We do teacher appreciation every month, where we do a nice luncheon for the teachers. In the past, when we've been able to go into the school, elementary teachers will get a break and parents can volunteer to go and watch the class while they go and eat their lunch in peace. And all the other, so many things are on there. We've contributed toward the bus, high school renovations and repairs. Those were large gifts that we were pleased to be able to make to the school. And each year we have done a donation to Sacred Heart School. So I would like to ask Ms. Flanagan and Mr. Brackett if they would come up. I really don't want to navigate these stairs and these shoes. So this is a $13,000 gift from your PTO to Sacred Heart Catholic School that we are pleased to be able to contribute. You're welcome. Thank you. So when are PTO events and how can you be involved and volunteer? So our next PTO event will be Wednesday, October the 6th at 6 p.m., and it will be here. It will be from 6 until 7, and we will have Captain Connie Keane. I know a lot of you are familiar with her. I've heard her speak a number of times to organizations and groups on topics that affect today's children. Captain Keane is a 25-plus year veteran of law enforcement. She currently serves as Chief Investigator for the Forest County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigative Division. She is the first female supervisor for the Forest County Sheriff's Office. Throughout her career, Connie has tirelessly worked to specifically help women and children who have been the victims of violent crime. Connie is dedicated to focusing her energy on educational programs for women and children in the Hattiesburg community in the areas of safety and self-defense. She's an amazing speaker. She has a powerful message. I strongly encourage you to come out for this. We will have childcare provided in the cafeteria for this. So if you're able to come out and hear that, and it's an age, it's appropriate for parents with children of all ages, of cyber things that we need to be aware of, drug trends, things that we need to keep our children safe. So she's going to be fantastic. And then our first big fundraiser is going to be Saturday, December the 4th, 9 a.m. at Town Square Park. And that's going to be our Crusader 5K. Letters with sponsor forms will be going out in the next week to past sponsors. If you are a new Sacred Heart family, and not a past sponsor, I would ask that you please feel free to reach out to me. My email and cell phone number are all over PTO material. You can stop by the table out there and let us get you on the list and let us help you get involved with supporting the PTO and therefore the school. There will be plenty of volunteer opportunities for your service hours that will include food and drink sales, setup, cleanup at the park, the race course setup, water table volunteers, swag bag stuffers, t-shirt sorters, and so many more. And we're working to identify point people for these committees. So there'll be sign-up geniuses coming out for you to sign up where you can and for whatever amount of time you can help us. Any amount of time is greatly appreciated. And these opportunities, they'll be posted in the coming weeks as well. You'll be able to, I think we'll have a little spot in the newsletter specifically regarding the race. And registration will go live at the beginning of October. We'll have that, where you can go and register right online. We'll also have paper forms for those of you who want to do it that way as well. And then finally, our trash bag fundraiser. We're going to do that the last 2 weeks of February. And this is a really easy fundraiser that makes a whole lot of money. It's a great one. Volunteer opportunities for this event are primarily day of, meaning distribution day, labor. Specifically, the morning the truck arrives, strong people who can push pallet jacks or provide forklift assistance are greatly appreciated. Last year we had a very sympathetic truck driver who delivered the pallets, and Michael Gleason, I don't know if he's here, he was there on hand to help move 11 pallets containing 76 cases of trash bags. And the company told us that our first year would be our least successful year. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can do with that this year. There will also be volunteers needed for setting up tables, tents, sorting the orders for distribution, and then distribution throughout the day. So it's a pretty intense day, but it's a lot of fun. Come out for an hour, help make distributions. We do have fun. But those are our PTO projects and fundraisers and the stuff that we have going on this year so far. We have ideas for other things to add in, but we're really excited. So thank you all. Does anybody have any questions that you can think of right now? If you can think of any questions later, like I said, my number and email are there on the papers out there at our PTO table, so please feel free to pick that up. That has even more information about the PTO and some information about our events as well. And thank you all again for coming out.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Dr. Erin Dornan, and I am the Director of Advancement for Sacred Heart. I'm excited to see all of you. This is probably my first chance to speak to a large group of parents and supporters of Sacred Heart. And so I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited to be here. This is, I think, completing my 6th month on the job, and it has been so much fun to be a part of this community, and the support that you have given me, as well as the administration, has just been overwhelming. So I want to thank you. Before I forget, I didn't write this on my agenda, and so I wanted to make sure you knew the Spirit Store is going to be open, and we would love to move some of the merchandise out. So we have marked down all t-shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve, for just $5. So if you're interested and you want to go in there, we will have someone working the store after this is over with. So please feel free to go check it out and purchase some fun spirit wear. The next thing I wanted to do is do a thank you for our families that hosted listening sessions this summer. That was a tremendous help for me to understand what were the needs, what were the strengths, and where should we kind of focus for this 21-22 academic year. So the Starretts, the Underwoods, the Muttons, the Hittons, those wonderful families opened up their homes to the neighborhood, and we all enjoyed some fellowship and a brainstorming of solutions. And it was really impactful and helped direct the work that I'm sharing with you and will implement throughout this year. So really what I like to start all things with is the why. I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek, and I enjoy thinking about the purpose and the why behind what you do, because I think it gives you that internal motivation to keep going. So the why that I'm here for you, I'm here as the Director of Advancement to help grow the school, whether that's through marketing, communication, through financial growth and stability, community partnerships. That's what my role is here for Sacred Heart. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. My role is a little bit different than what maybe has been in the past, and so I wanted to make sure that that was communicated to our families. From telling our story and the communication, there's some things that we're tweaking. I enjoy transformational leadership, and a lot of what that is experimenting, seeing what works. If it doesn't work, adapting it and changing it to make it work for your culture. So that's kind of my leadership philosophy and what directs the communication for the work. So some of the things that we're changing, when you think holistically, that is where we're taking the Crusader news or the newsletter. And so I want you to, we have an 80% open, and I think it's like a 65% click rate, which the national average is like 40%. Don't quote me on that for people who are at home and who could Google it, but it's somewhere around there. And so I think we're doing really well opening up the newsletter and reading it. We're trying to give you more content so you understand what the school is doing with your student. That's really important to us to tell our story. That newsletter is never going to give you every single thing that happens at this school. There's just no way. We do so much wonderful things. We're not going to be able to have all the pictures in the world and all of the dates of the things that are happening, but we're going to do our best to highlight that overall, what is Sacred Heart doing for that particular week or upcoming weeks ahead. So that's kind of overall for the Crusader news. Overall picture of what we are is also through social media. So I really encourage you to look at our Facebook and our Instagram page, as well as that PTO Facebook page, because I think that's going to be really important as well. The website. we've had the website for a while, and so we actually just had our first meeting, and we're looking at ways we can revamp the website. We are hopeful that by October 1st, we will have a new homepage. That is our goal, and we're going to get there. And then by January, or in time for the new application for all grades to open up for Catholic Schools Week, we hope to have a true revitalized and revamped website for you. So those are the 3 ways we're working towards an overall how do we tell our story. The next is more like daily announcements, and this is all brand new as we're trying things out. So you may or may not even realize one of these next talking points that I have. For the daily announcements, specifically at the high school, this is something that we've been working on, how to get information to high school parents, because we know that a lot of times the students leave and never tell you what happened during the day. So one thing, Miss Barbie, who is, she's not here today, but she is working on getting announcements for the high school into fax. We're piloting it with the high school to see how it works, to see how it goes, and then we will use that feature more often. So if you are a high school parent, I encourage you to log into your fax system and to see the announcements over on the left-hand side. That is a way we're trying to better communicate some more daily happenings at the high school. And if that works well and we feel like the elementary needs to use it, we can always bring it to the elementary campus. But how we're trying to help with daily announcements at the elementary campus, Julia Starrett has graciously agreed. She kind of puts me up to a lot of things, so it was really fun making her do something. It never really happens. But Julia is our homeroom coordinator for elementary parents. So we have always had homeroom parents at the elementary school, but she is here to kind of coordinate those efforts, help answer questions, help get things out so that we're giving consistent messaging across pre-K through the 6th grade. So those are just some new ways that we're trying to be more communicative to our families that you know what's going on. The final thing is, like I said, the PTO Facebook page. I think that's a great place to get reminders, to ask questions of your families. You know, keep it positive with solution-oriented is where we're trying to go for the future. And so really look at those different avenues for how we communicate. Now, kind of supplemental that we're still trying to figure out is how best to use email and when. Right now, we're using it for our administration, and if it's a specific focus to a specific audience, so you may have seen those. We're trying to see how the text messaging system through fax will work, more to come on it. Right now, we're thinking just all call in emergencies. And then the fax app. So I know on the PTO page, someone asked this question just yesterday, and I said, don't worry, oh no, that was computers. Another question was asked about the fax app, and we were able to give a more clear answer as to when it will be open. So we are hoping by October 15th, we will go live with that fax app. So if you think about it in quarters, we have 4 quarters. I'm looking to make sure I say things accurate. When you finish the first quarter and you may be looking for student grades, the app will probably won't be open. So you'll have to go into fax, log in, and check grades that way. But hopefully by quarter 2, you will have a second way to check grades, and that's through your phone on the app. And it will be a personalized app for Sacred Heart families. The next thing regarding kind of the app and fax as we're transitioning into this new student information system is the cafeteria. And this is something that accounting told me today that they wanted me to specifically share with all of you. So they are trying to look at the cafeteria. They're looking at balances, how to send notices to make sure it's effective and accurate. And so they asked me to remind you to check your balance in fax for cafeteria. There is a cutoff of charging for $25. And so if you would take a look, add any money to your account if needed, and if you have questions about it, then you can email accounting at Sacred Heart or shshattiesburg.com. But before they send notices, they wanted me to give this informal announcement just so you could kind of figure out what's going on your personal account. All right, so that's communication. So now another huge part of my job is going to be focusing on enrollment, and that's what I really enjoy. That was my background at the University of Southern Mississippi, and that's kind of where I am here. And just the other day on Tuesday, all I did was think about enrollment and recruitment funnels and prospective databases, and I was like a nerd, and I was just like super pumped up about it. So this is where I'm passionate, and this is where I hope I can help grow the school with the enrollment efforts. Looking at this year, if you noticed, the Crusader news was sent out, I think it was September 7th was the date, and that gave you some information and some upcoming goals that we have regarding enrollment. So we have 622 total students enrolled, and we saw a great majority of the growth in our younger years. And if you're at Sacred Heart this past weekend, you may have heard me say this when I spoke, but it's great to grow those younger years. So pre-K, kindergarten, first and second all saw growth. And it's great to start growing in the bottom because that strengthens as they grow up into the older ages. And it only supports a stronger system for the school. So that's a really important thing to know. We have a goal of 660 students for the next year. That's kind of where we're hoping. That's adding, just from where we are this year, that's adding just 38 students to the pre-K and the K classes, and then we have our goal. So it's a good, realistic goal to have, but it is going to be challenging. And here's where I need you to help me reach the goals, because I do like to meet my goals. It really upsets me when I don't meet my goals. So here's what I need. I need us to think about who are prospective students. And if you notice in the newsletter, there's a link that you can provide student data. Share that information with us so that we can reach out to those students. We have a new button on our website, and it's called Request Information. Families can sign up for campus tours online. They can even tell us they're interested in our Cookies for Santa in December. So we're trying to find fun and innovative ways to get the information to families so they can tell us who they are and when they plan to come, and then we can reach out and hopefully work them through to enrollment. And then finally, so those are the main things for you. Give us prospective student information, push them to the website for that request information button, and then always tell them about Cookies with Santa, different events that we may have going on, and feel free to email me and tell me if I need to personally reach out to somebody, and I'm happy to do that as well. The other things that the enrollment team will be doing is we're going to go to all the different local Catholic churches. We just finished talking with Sacred Heart. We have one coming up at St. Fabian on October 17th. So if you know students or families that are interested out more in that West Hattiesburg area, let them know that Sacred Heart will be at St. Fabian on October 17th. I will be speaking at the Mass as well as staying afterwards for anyone interested. So share that fun word. And then last, PTO is going to be looking at a campus beautification project. We just talked about it at this last board meeting. Why we're doing it right around this time is for October 1. Something new that we're trying this year is opening up our pre-K and our kindergarten application for admissions on October 1, getting those started early. And so we want to have we're going to push campus tours and invite people to come and take a look at us. And so we may need some help with some beautification projects around campus. So be on the lookout for that. All right, now I'm going to leave with some really positive news because it's always great to end on some positives. And two main things. We have funding that's positive, and then we have a great student accomplishment that's positive. So funding. We are only in the 5th week of the semester, and we have already grossed just under $70,000 for the school. That's incredible. I mean, for me, that's incredible. So I'm just thrilled with the fact that we are there. So with our Spirit Club membership, we grossed $32,000, and with the Fall Jamboree, we grossed $37,000. So that's how we got. So it's just really amazing, and what kind of helped get us up to that 70 area was that we just got another 10,000 anonymous donation. So that, remember, I don't know if you've read the first email. We had one amazing group that wanted to anonymously give $10,000 in the very beginning, which kind of kicked off the motivation for all these other wonderful things to happen. And now we're just going to end with a great 10,000 anonymous gift. So if anybody else in this room wants to just come and give me anonymously, I am going to take your money and I will say thank you. And so that's going to be great. So where we're going to come, when you're thinking about running the 5K race with PTO, I want you to just have so much fun running that 5K race that you're just going to keep running to the Hattiesburg Half Marathon. And Shannon Davis, another one of my friends that I conned into helping me do some things, she's going to help me coordinate the Hattiesburg Marathon portion for Sacred Heart. So if you're interested in running in the 5K, keep your training up because that will happen in April. We also have some year-end giving campaigns that we will start kind of closer to October. And then, of course, a fun celebration in Mardi Gras. So those are the things happening with Fund It Forward. And we're going to continue the motivation. And goodness gracious, if we get $70,000 more, I don't even know what I'm going to do next year. We're just going to keep having fun, right? Just keep doing it. And then finally, what I'm going to leave with before I hand it off to Ms. Flanagan is an awesome student accomplishment. I worked in higher ed for 15 years before coming to Sacred Heart. National merit is one of the highest academic honors that a student can get leaving high school. This is based off of PSAT scores. There's a bunch of mathematical jargon that we don't have to go into, not merely mathematical, but jargon. It's just amazing and impressive that a student can receive a national merit status. And we just found out, and today is the first day that we can announce that we do have a national merit semifinalist at Sacred Heart. So let's give Christina Danforth a big round of applause. This is an impressive honor. So if any of you are elementary parents like I am, I have 2 kids, 2nd grade and pre-K, that is a great realization on a return of investment. You're invested here at Sacred Heart because they're going to do great things with their future. I'm hands down, I believe it. I don't even have to drink the Kool-Aid because it's legit and it's true. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Flanagan. Thank you so much for being here, and we're excited to have you.
There are some wonderful things happening here. It's exciting. You can just feel it in the air. My name is Vicki Flanagan. It's my privilege to be the elementary principal. I appreciate you all coming out, and I just would like to talk about some of the things, the activities that are happening at the elementary. Ray Lacey and Warren Davis had a vision to unite the diocesan youth and have taken on the huge task of forming the CYO Youth Athletics. In a very brief time, it has really taken off. The first idea is to concentrate on sports such as flag or tackle football, cheerleading, volleyball, basketball, track, golf, and soccer this year. They would also like to consider lacrosse, baseball, softball, tennis, swimming, but those will come under CYO Youth Athletics in a second wave. I'm incredibly grateful for the leadership of Michael Gleason, Brad Rhodes, Frank Baugh, for taking on this task at Sacred Heart. I'm told there are nearly 100 students interested in flag football and cheer at Sacred Heart this year. I believe the rosters have already been sent out for 2 K through 2nd grade teams, a 3rd, 4th grade team, and a 5th and 6th grade team. There's still a need for parents to help with the 5th and 6th grade flag team and to help with cheer if you're interested. Please reach out if you can. As a reminder, in order to work with our children in the Diocese of Biloxi, all coaches, assistants, and volunteers must have a background check performed, be fingerprinted, and attend the Virtus session on child protection. Volleyball will be the next sport to consider after situating flag football and cheer. We have some very enthusiastic parents that were interested in jump-starting tennis. Therefore, this year, tennis, like lacrosse, will not run through the diocesan CYO, but will be considered a club sport. Archery, which didn't make their list, is a high school sport, and in years past, our upper grades have been able to participate. In addition to athletics, and in keeping with teaching the whole child, we're offering after-school programs at the elementary such as art, strings, piano, percussion, center stage, 5th and 6th grade power hour. New this year will be 3rd and 4th grade STEM, DREAM, possibly, hopefully, a chess club, as well as the environmental club. Dates have been set for fall activities such as trunk or treating, the book fair, and the economics fair. Some elementary teachers have even discussed an interest in starting the science fair, spelling bee competition, reading fair, and perhaps even a robotics club. Smoothie sales will begin to benefit our playground equipment. Our equipment is fine, but replacing the tower and the slide is going to be necessary at some point. So we'll be starting to squirrel away some money by selling smoothies at the elementary. Sacred Heart Catholic School is a mission of Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and we want our students to grow in their faith, in words, actions, and deeds. We are providing more opportunities for in-person adoration, saying the rosary, praying novenas, and reconciliation. We are attending Mass weekly by floor level, while the rest of the elementary participates virtually. Altar servers are serving again and are being trained or retrained. The elementary Ananias team is working diligently to promote our Catholic identity. This Friday's PLC meeting is dedicated to studying the Eucharist and the parts of the Mass to make it more meaningful. Father Ken has provided us with lots of information to bring into our discussion. Teachers will, in turn, then instruct the students on the Eucharist. Teachers have expressed an interest in moving forward in forming intentional disciples of Jesus Christ through faith-based student clubs and outreach programs such as the Sunshine Club, New Disciple Club, Bible Study, a club focusing on the saints, and prayer partners. We are moving forward as a school in having a faith formation plan for every student and forming our faith houses as soon as we can safely do so. These houses are meant as a means for students to support each other as they grow in faith. The elementary qualified for the federal EANS grant and has been awarded $624,384 to be used towards prevention of the spread of COVID-19 and to support student learning, especially in the era of virtual instruction. Over $600,000 will go primarily to replacing all the windows on all 3 floors in the main building, the administration building, and in the gym for better ventilation. Over $6,000 will be used for thoroughly flushing out our HVAC systems for better air circulation. For all of you who donated the air purifiers for some of the classrooms, for the cafeteria, and other common areas, I really thank you. I think it's working. I think it's doing its job. All this is a slow process because it's under contractual services and it must go through the state's procurement system. We're trying to be patient, but one good news is the remainder, over $16,000, was spent on 6 additional Promethean boards, which thankfully will be installed tomorrow. So the following teachers will be very happy teachers tomorrow: Ms. Hickson, Ms. Trigg, Ms. Mummy, Ms. Bell, Ms. Casey, and another one on the 3rd floor. So we're very excited to have these installed. For all of you that helped us this summer, the PTO, the dads, the moms, all of our parent volunteers, thank you so much. It was a great start to our year to have so many things taken care of. That being said, we're hoping to have a resurgence of the Dads Club, possibly changing that name first. That would probably be the first thing, because all you moms are greatly welcome as well. We're shorthanded on getting some of the jobs done, not only at the elementary, but at the high school, and we would really appreciate your continued help. Trisha Westervelt and the PTO are putting together a cleanup service day, so be on the lookout for that date. I think it's coming up soon. There are so many things, so many more things happening at Sacred Heart, and I wanted to say thank you for being a part of it. Faith, respect, and honor, and God bless Sacred Heart. You're welcome.
just going to say one thing, and that's just wow. You know, I'm thoroughly blown away at what Sacred Heart has become. My name is Keith Brackett. I'm the high school and middle school principal here, and I started about a month before Aaron. And I grew up in this parish. It is my home parish. I'm an alumni of Sacred Heart. I was able to attend here in the elementary school, and you know, I could only have dreamed of a place that we have today, that we're able to be privileged enough to have our children grow up, you know, be surrounded by faith and all the wonderful opportunities academically, you know, athletically, you know, in the fine arts that we have going on. We just have so much to be thankful for. At the high school level this year, we've done a lot of new things. We got a lot of people, and some people call them growing pains. I kind of prefer to call them growth opportunities, and we are growing through these things together. One of the very first things we started as an initiative this year was to really try to provide our middle schoolers their own space up here at the high school to make it an easier transition from the middle school to the high school. And so thus far this year, we've had a, you know, great start to that. I want to thank Mr. Hogan publicly. Thank you so much, Mr. Hogan, who's really helped to lead this initiative for us. He's a former principal at Petal Middle School. He's currently a science teacher with us, but he also helps with some of the administration stuff here with us, especially with this middle school. And together this year, we started an initiative called, you know, Crusader Champions. You know, this Champions program, thank you. Where's Karen Charles? Is she here? Thank you, Karen. Karen and a whole team of people put this together. That they really spent a lot of time, energy, and effort to putting together a mentoring program for our younger students that are coming onto the high school campus to be mentored by our juniors and seniors. And over 2 masses, we inducted the students into the program to where they can spend some quality time with each other and help, you know, bring them along and try to show them the ropes as they're here together. But also, as I said, we give them their own space so that they're not together all day, every day. And so far, I think, you know, from all of the feedback we've received from both the teachers and the students, they seem to be happy. I had 2 7th grade parents tell me yesterday, hey, man, my kid's loving 7th grade, and you hardly ever hear that. I spent a lot of years in middle school, and very seldom did I hear 7th graders loving school. And so I'm just really thrilled about that in and of itself. Another thing we have new this year that means more to us than probably anything else is our new campus minister, Miss Angela Marco. Miss Marco, will you stand up so everybody can take a look at you, please, ma'am? She has come on board, and already she's had, you know, students started with juniors and seniors having Bible studies in the morning. She's working together with Frank Baugh to start, you know, Campus Athletes for Christ. This past Sunday, she had our first CYO meeting over here at Sacred Heart. So we're thrilled about getting that started as well. And she's also partnering with, you know, the local CYOs as well to kind of build those relationships together with them. And she came to my office on Monday, and we spent about, you know, 30, 45 minutes talking about retreats and how we're going to really try to get that going for our students, because we know that coming out of COVID, that, you know, the gulf that really developed with a lot of people in terms of faith and not being able to attend church and connect is something we really, really need to focus on for our kids. So we're greatly thankful for that. Another person here I want to acknowledge tonight is the guy right over here working the camera, Mr. Paul Sanchez. He's come on board with us at the high school level and elementary as well. He's a longtime member of Sacred Heart Parish. He's an alumni as well. He's been streaming the Mass for Sacred Heart since COVID started, and he is our new IT person. He's also going to be working on our website as well as with our campus, our media club. And, you know, a lot of different strengths and talents that he brings to us, and we're thrilled to have that. And one of the things that we're really happy to have him on board for right now are these devices that are on this table in front of us, the one-to-one initiative that is part of our Eanes grant from the high school. We've been trying to get these things in since the very first week of school. They told us 10 to 14 days. I think that turned into 48 days to get these things finally delivered. But just this week, these Acer TravelMate 3B Spin, you know, 2-in-1 laptop / tablets arrived. And so we're in the process right now of getting them barcoded. We're working with faculty that's coming up PLC to really train them on, you know, the software program they're going to need to monitor and manage, you know, student activity safely. One of the things with these is that we had to go with laptops versus Chromebooks because of our bandwidth capability. However, we are currently in the process of C-Spire. Found out just this past week also that fiber is available. And so it might take 3 to 4 months for us to get it in here, but it is on the way so that we can, you know, we will no longer have those bandwidth problems that really have been a problematic thing for us over the past several years here at Sacred Heart. So we have that going on to try to make that happen with us as well. And Paul's been instrumental in communicating with these companies. Microsoft 365 is also going to be loaded onto the laptop so students can work both online as well as online using those Microsoft tools and applications to really help them to get prepared for the real world. Together with the elementary school this year so far, just this past week, we were blessed that we did not suffer the impacts of Hurricane Ida recently, but together we raised $3,400 to send down to St. Genevieve Parish and school down there in Thibodaux, Louisiana. And, we suffered those effects, Hurricane Katrina, years ago, and the generosity that poured into the Diocese of Biloxi were great. And we know those people are down there, going through those things now, and so our prayers are with them as well. But upcoming projects we have, we are also going to collaborate with the elementary school on a project for St. Vincent de Paul. Our environmental club is thrilled at the things they have going on this year. They currently have plans for cleanups both locally over at Duncan Park. They're collecting bottle caps, and basically Ms. Farrell came off today and said, anything you got that's trash, Mr. Brackett, I can use it. So if you have anything you want to donate, anything of that nature, you want to help me, Ms. Flanagan, save the earth, then please reach out to Ms. Farrell, and we're going to work together to make those things happen. But she is working on an outdoor classroom over here in the front. We're getting picnic tables installed as well as planters. We're going to utilize the those pallets that came in on the computers the other day. We're going to create those into raised beds so that we can repurpose and reutilize those so we can start growing things in our outdoor classroom outside as well. Ms. Wilson, a longtime math teacher extraordinaire, wonderful woman, is also helping with our Mu Alpha Theta, and she came to me yesterday talking with me about the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the things that she wants to do with that, and our traditional penny wars are coming up, but she's said also the students are wanting to start a talent show. And so that's something that we're going to talk about and explore. One of the things at the high school I'm most excited about is really the cooperation and collaboration, really focus on allowing students to be, really contributors and trying to make the school somewhere where they have a voice. And so that's one of the things we're really actively doing as a campus, is listening to our students and trying to put things in place for them to be able to contribute. Just this past summer, Dr. Dornan had a couple of our students work to help go ahead and create the brochure that went out for Fund It Forward and things of that nature. Utilizing them in the media club, some of the stuff that Paul's talking about doing, trying to do some student broadcast things for announcements and things of that nature, really trying to empower them to create their futures and give them a voice in that. So that's probably the thing I'm most excited about. But something we haven't talked about yet, and most people know I'm very excited about, since my dad was the football coach here for 15 years as I was growing up, is that for the first time in school history, we have started 3-0 as a high school in football. Not to be outdone, our Lady Crusaders are now 11-0 in volleyball. And just this week, we learned, we had a conversation with a parent, and that's why I love ideas and hearing from you and the ideas. We just learned that on the 27th of this month, they're going to come out from NFHS and install cameras in our gym that's just been painted, that looks sharp. If you haven't seen it, please check it out, so that we can live stream all of our games that are in the gym. And there is a subscription fee with that, but this is a great opportunity for all of our grandparents, aunts, uncles, people who live out of town to be able to watch our students perform, and it will be done in time for volleyball playoffs, so we're really excited about that for sure. Really excited. 2 weeks ago, we had Klein Field dedicated to the Klein family for all their contributions, to the San Antonio Foundation. If you didn't get a chance to get out there, it's, those guys that have put the effort in over the years to that San Antonio complex out there. It's been incredible. The guys, blood, sweat, and tears. And it wasn't just Tracy Klein. Tracy, was the general behind it, and he was very humbled the other night at that dedication ceremony. But there's so many dads, within our community that have given so much. And it's like Vicki said, it's not just dads. We had some ladies, one in particular, Ms. Kathy Garner, that did a lot of grant writing to make that place a reality out there. And so that's the thing, is that it makes my heart, feel so good to know that so many people have done so much together. And looking at what we have going on right now and the opportunities that we have, as we do try to build an on-campus gymnasium here and everything, gymatorium rather, so that we can have a place for, our PE classes. So we can have a place for this wonderful volleyball team as well as our basketball team coming up. And then to have, plays and music things and congregation for us to be able to come together. Because to me, that really community development is most important to me, is that we are part of one family. We are one body in Christ, and to really have a place for us to be able to come together and to do those things and to celebrate and have a good time is probably what I'm most excited about in sharing the time I've been able to be here at Sacred Heart for the past 7 months. That being said, we are needing some volunteers for a concession work, please, at all of our activities and events right now. It's, we are looking at splitting those high school shifts in half, because we do know that, a couple of people, we didn't have to carry them out, but they probably wanted somebody to carry them out. The other night it was so hot up in there, but so please consider donating some time, out there at the complex and over here at the gym too, for, concession work and those things. The work days we had this summer, service at the Heart Days, were absolutely incredible. We thank you guys that came out and helped us to paint and clean up and pressure wash and do a lot of great things just to get the school year started. You can't thank y'all enough for all of those efforts. And, but Vicki, I just want to tell you, you've been here a long time, and I am blessed to work with you and have the ability to, come in and learn under you. And just want everybody to please give Ms. Vicki Flanagan a big round of applause for all that she's done over the years to grow our students. As Dr. Dornan alluded to a little earlier about our National Merit semifinalists, this isn't our first one by any means, and it will not be our last one, but Christina Danforth, is a wonderful young lady. I don't know if many of you know her, but she's not just an academic, scholar. She is a, state champion athlete. She is a Distinguished Young Woman of the Year here in the Pine Belt. She is headed off to, the Naval Academy to play tennis, and where she's going to major in chemistry. And, she is working hard to get into medical school through the Naval Academy. And so those are the dreams and aspirations and types of things we know you as parents have for your children. And we know that there's some areas we have to improve on, and I'm committed 100% to, working with our staff to make that happen. But with us working together, these things become realities. And so parents, please reach out to us. If you have questions or concerns, you can reach out to Vicki or myself. You can also reach out to us at office@shshattiesburg.com. We do want to incorporate the voices of our children in all that we do, as well as parents. We can't do everything everybody says, we know that, but what we do is we do work collaboratively, and we sit around and, try to plan forward and put things together and then make things happen to really honor and glorify God through our lives. So I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope it didn't take too long. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Stay safe. Let's stay COVID-free. Oh, by the way, the numbers are going down. We hope to be out of mask very soon, but we're not there yet. So let's continue what we're doing. Keep yourself safe, and have a great evening. Thank you.